Yeah, it's Anton Carpena, the vulnerable adult and disabled person who followed road remote. Why are you harassing me with the police helicopter all the time, wasting police money?
Right, I'm trying to see if I'm on duty for an inquiry here, thank you. All our operators are busy. Please hold and your call will be answered as soon as possible.
Hello, my name's Anton Carpena. Why are you harassing me with this helicopter all the time?
So, is it there now, is it, Anton?
Well, it's been well, to tell you the truth, I've got lots of video footage from all over the place, to tell you the truth. It's just, I pose no threat at all to nobody whatsoever.
Sorry, Anton?
Yes, Anton Carpena. I'm a vulnerable adult, and I have been since February 2010, who's being constantly abused by the police. I've done nothing wrong. All I did was try to protect a child. I pose no threat to nobody, and there's no reason for the helicopter to be following me about. It's psychological abuse, and it's affecting me. It's affecting me.
Right. Is it okay to call you Anton, is it?
Aye.
Right.
It's
so,
just.
How's it following you about, though?
It's just everywhere I go, the helicopter's there. For some strange reason, it just seems to follow me. I've made 999 calls recently. I think last week, maybe I phoned one last week regarding being a man attacking us, which was road rage just to start with, which I had video footage of, which turned into 3 other people turning up. The time before that, I phoned you regarding 2 men in a silver Peugeot 206 in the city centre. I think it was Charlotte Square. The time before that, I phoned you about 2 men in a silver car with baseball bats getting out, going past Nuns Park Moor. I've had no response or nothing. Basically, I'm being neglected and I'm being abused. And it's all I'm doing is living for the sake of my mother. And the reason, and the only way I get through life is by trying to help people. That's why I try to help you as much as I can. I'm willing to help anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. But I'm just getting abused all the time for no reason.
Right. Anton, my name's Brian. First of all, I wouldn't use the helicopter to, obviously, unless they were chasing somebody, basically.
Well, it's not that. It's when I was at court, right? I've allegedly up at Crown Court for the alleged harassment of a social worker who failed to protect a child, and harassment of a PC called Braddock, who failed to safeguard me, the vulnerable adult, which I'm not guilty of, which is all over the internet, is man stalk social worker, which is disability hate crime. Now, I am an innocent man and ask for it to be dealt with at Crown Court because I'm innocent. Now, I've always kept a low profile. Now search on the internet, Anton Carpena, and I am all over, known as a stalker of a social worker who's mentally unstable. I'm not. I am actually disabled, mate. And to be doing things like that and spreading stuff around the world, which identifies me with a photograph, as I left court on the day when I asked for it to be taken to trial, which is totally out of order. I asked you to arrest Andy Hughes, the publisher, for disability hate crime. You just didn't do it. I wanted Rachel Dodsworth prosecuted for disability hate crime. She knew fine well I was a suicide risk. I climbed up the Tyne Bridge on the 20th of June 2010 to hang myself, and I wrote on the CPS building a suicide note. They knew fine well I was a suicide risk. I'm just the harassment, just let us live my life, mate, that's all I want.
What would you like me to do about it? I mean, do you want us to put something on a
Just put something on your file saying I don't pose a threat.
You don't want to see an officer regarding it?
No. I just like, stop wasting your time on me. I'm not a threat to anybody. If I see anything, I'll try and help you by reporting it.
What's your date of birth, Anton?
28/7/1965.
Right.
I'm on.
Is this your mobile number, is it?
Aye. I'm on. The thing what I'm having problems with, right? I'm being refused help at the National Health Service, Northumbria NHS Newcastle Tyne type of thing, yeah?
Right.
Now, the person who I believe responsible for all this is the Chief Executive of the Adult Social Services, which is Edwin Weir of Newcastle City Council, who was also in with the National Health Service, which adds up to why I am being refused treatment and why I was mistreated as a vulnerable adult who's been living homeless since February 2010. And I've asked Barry Rowland, the Chief Executive of Newcastle City Council, to dismiss him because he fails to safeguard vulnerable adults. And he's a member of lots of organisations which are put down to the Prevention of Corruption 1908 Act, which is a serious crime because he's preventing me from getting the help that I need.
Right. So I take it that's not going anywhere, though, is it?
Well, I can't go. I can't go to the police and press charges because for some reason they won't take any notice of us. Every time I go to the police station, they're not even. It's like I reported a child at risk. So, Paul Wears, who's walking around with me here, they'll not arrest him. I reported him as a ringleader of a group of paedophiles. Every time I try and report something, no one takes any notice of us. I don't know why, but as I say, all I do is help.
Is there any one particular officer you've dealt with over the time, Anthony?
PC Angela Wingate of the Vulnerable Adults Unit, who actually arrested a vulnerable adult who was being abused by the manager of St Vincent's Newbridge Hostel, where I was relocated to for my own protection. If anyone could help us, would be Suzanne Porter, who was my key worker at the Cyrenians on Summerhill House on Westmoreland Road, who is the only person who does know a little bit about me because she spent two weeks with us, walking around with us, and she said to us, Anton, you are so misunderstood, which I am, and I wish I could get to speak to her and get to come and see you and let her explain to you about me, because
Why can't you get a speak to her?
I don't know where, because she doesn't. I've tried to get in touch with the Cyrenians to see if they can help us trace her, because I've, as I say, I'm not getting any medical treatment. I'm refused seeing a psychologist. She's the only real person who's got to know us. She used to work for the Cyrenians at Summerhill House while Elliot House was getting refurbished. Now she got sacked apparently, and she lives in South Shields somewhere. I haven't got a clue where, and I don't know how to find her. But I wish I could, because she would probably level things out. As I say, there's lots of stuff going on what doesn't need to be going on, but I'm getting the help of anyone to try and resolve all this. There's no, even my family have turned against us because of that article in the paper. I can't even speak to my mother, and no one will arrest Alan Sherritt, my mother's partner, for domestic violence, who was the person why I ended up sleeping on Benton Trading Estate for 18 months in a car, who will not let us in the house, and he's also having an emotional and psychological effect on my mother, who's a pensioner, because he is the Grand Master of the Masons. Aye. Aye. Yeah, it's just like aye. I'll tell you why I think this is though, right? Because when I was at Crown, when I was at Magistrates Court, the CPS said that, ladies and gentlemen, on my hands here, what we have is a living version of Raoul Moat, who is more organised, he's more capable, and he's capable of causing serious destruction. Therefore, we ask you to remand him in custody, which is a load of crap. And obviously, if they're saying that, who else has been told that? And this is why I'm being refused help from Citizens Advice Bureaus, why I'm turned away from hospitals, why advocacies will not help us. Because if they're receiving stuff like that, what they're going to think, and especially when they see that is on the internet, this man's a stalker of a social worker, he's mentally unstable. The terminology is wrong. If they had said mentally disturbed, yes, that's right. That classes as a mental health problem. But mentally unstable is not, you cannot say things like that because that's not, like the way it's been said is wrong. If it had said mentally disturbed, it's acceptable, but mentally unstable, that means this man can do anything. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you know the times that you made the reports to us, officers have come back to you, but nothing's been resolved?
Not a thing, mate. All the perpetrators, I'm a victim of crime from November the 2nd, 2009, disfigured for life, half my ear cut off, aye. All the perpetrators are still at large, constantly being attacked. I'm only alive. I don't know why. There was a trial meant to be taking place on November the 16th at Newcastle Crown Court. Allegedly, there was no judge available. It's been put off till January. However, my bail restrictions mean I've got to reside at my house, 122 Kings Road North, every single night and sign on at Wallsend Police Station on a Wednesday. The thing about the bail restrictions, having to stay there every single night, prevents me from getting medical treatment elsewhere.
Yeah. Obviously every single night from a certain time, is it?
If I could, I just wish I could get to somewhere like down. I wanted to go and see Kerry Manson, who's a forensic psychologist, to get an assessment of her, or get me brain scan to find out what is wrong with us, because I don't know either.
Right. Well, listen, I'll put a note on there with regards to the helicopter, but is there anything that you want me to do? Is there anything, do you want us to try and get someone to give you a call back?
No. How could I get my bail? I haven't got a solicitor, mate, right? How can I get my bail restrictions so I don't have to sleep every single, or maybe sleep there 3 nights a week? I can't get any help there, mate. I've got issues with it. Aye, it's local government, mate. Aye, it's not. It's more. I have been who wrongly advised us and told us to plead guilty to the offence what I wasn't guilty of. David Gray's.
I don't know everything, but if I was in a position where I was thinking I need a solicitor, when I was here, I tore through the pages, getting up on doors.
I've done it, mate.
If it was a case, I couldn't afford one.
Exactly. No, I've done all. Honestly, mate, I've tried everything I possibly can. I cannot in this area. I cannot do a thing, aye. But elsewhere I can, because I'm not publicly named and shamed and all that, where I might get some help. Now, I have been sleeping on Saddleworth Moor, and I got to speak to Sergeant Russ Magnell from Greater Manchester Police at Oldham, who says, why was I sleeping rough on Saddleworth Moor as a vulnerable adult, for Christ's sake, when I was disabled? Do you see what I'm saying, mate? Aye. If you can come up with an answer, mate, give us a bell back and tell us it, aye? Well, she's actually charged us, so she's not going to help us. But as I say, there might be other calls that are coming through, mate, which are more important than mine, aye? I'll just leave it with you to think about it, see if you can come up with anything. Aye. Just in case someone else is trying to get through to you, mate, aye? Just in case someone else is trying to get through to you, mate, aye? There might be someone... Can be done, aye? That'll do me, mate, aye? Okay, brilliant. Right, have a safe day, mate, aye? Ta-da, mate, ta-da. Ta-da, mate, ta-da.